So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Guhyasamaja Mandala. And this is the best place to find description of the 6 yogas, one of the best place, one of the many places. And of course, we find two more illusion: dream, clear light, Bado, and Powa. And lamp of integrated practice says, beginning from creation stage up until completion of body isolation, one just aspires to nature of three vajras and so forth. So let's make it as an aspiration to accomplish this Guhyasamaja, Tantra, and deity. So deity, you can find beautiful tankas. I think HimalayanArt.org is just a wealth of extraordinary tankas and statues and paintings. So please can download from there. It's just a fantastic place to find inspiration. And so the mantra is Oma Benda Dita Honhombe Soha, Oma Benda Dita Honhombe Soha, Oma Benda Dita Honhombe Soha. And here I will go rather quickly into the 6 yoga themselves. And so we still have, of course, as a primary, this 3 enlightened body, speech, and mind, which I've really briefly described just now. Enlightened mind is beyond description, so I'm not going to describe this one. As this said by Tilopa, I think Mahamudra cannot be taught. And then 2 more practice, which is the first and the main, actually, practice of the 6 yoga. That's why I put so much emphasis on that. I think I have described it in many places, so I'm not also spend time on the 2 more. And there are many places you can find those practices, including Vajra, Chakra Samvara, and many places. Yamantaka, of course. So here we go into illusion practice. And I'm an illusionary, we also hear it from, basics, teachings like worldly dharmas, and Kamapa gave me this instruction saying praise and criticism are illusion. And this great instruction actually. And if we believe that praise is somehow better than criticism, then I think we need to contemplate and more actually, because if praise makes you arrogant, then it's better not to have any praise. And otherwise, if praise makes you more humble, then there's some benefit in having praises. And so praise and criticism are actually only good or bad according to the perception we have of them. So they are our own mind, and our mind is illusion. So that's what we're going to find, discover, experience, realize through this practice of illusion practice. And so Jamgu Control says in the Treasure of Knowledge, once you've perfected blazing appearance of Chandali, the wisdom prana will dissolve into supreme avaduti. This results in an uninterrupted melting bliss of blazing and dripping, which give rise to the 4 supreme joys. So this we have covered yesterday's and the day before, which is 2 more practice. And a special isolation of mind is produced from those, which in turn creates illusory form. So actually, while your body is experiencing bliss, um, your mind will experience the illusory nature of phenomena from the tumor practice itself. So the tumor practice is really the basis and the most important. And then, of course, we can build upon that and go further with the illusion teachings and practicing themselves. And the highest way of doing this, highest view, as Longchenpa is finding rest in illusion, saying homage to glorious Vajrasattva, all things emerging from the state of evenness and born are but a great display of primal wisdom, non-dual and illusory. Through never being parted from this unborn state, I bow down to the nature of my mind, the king, who from the first is self-risen. So that's the view, actually, of this practice. And how to do this practice is actually, you have a form of your Yidam deity, like photo, image, printing, or statue or something, tonka, and you cause that image to be reflected in the mirror. And you put also yourself in front of the mirror, so you have both the mirror and the image reflected, not the mirror and yourself, and the image reflected. And this is a powerful way of understanding, of experiencing actually the illusion of both ordinary form and Yidam form. So you will experience both illusoriness of samsara and nirvana. And it's said in 5 stages, which is a commentary on Guhyasamaja. Free from existence and non-existence, where form Vajrasattva appears. So in this situation, you take Vajrasattva as Yidam, as if reflected clearly in the flawless mirror. Endowed with all the best forms, this body is always fascinated, should be shown to be the good disciple. That is called self-consecration. So basically, when you actually experience your body and the Yidam are same in being illusory, and same in being Vajra, like indestructible in the ultimate nature. That's actually the ultimate and relative self-consecration. That both your body and the body of the deity are illusory. That's the relative consecration, and both share the same luminosity, nature. That's ultimate. And so, like shooting star, clouding out a side lamp, illusion, drop of dew, ball, dream, lightning flash, thundercloud. This is the way one should see all the conditioned phenomena. Those who have received this teaching are simply urged to practice it. And arguing about it involves source of victory or defeat is contrary to the way of the Buddha. This is from the Platform Sutra, which is coming back to this Eightfold Dharma of victory and defeat and all these things, and how much illusion practice can actually help us to overcome those Eightfold Dharmas in our mind. And that's the greatest accomplishment if the Eightfold Dharmas are uprooted. That's one of the greatest accomplishments you can ever have from those practices, actually. And then next practice is dream. And dream, and the whole starting point of dream practice, night practice, is actually start to practice as a daytime as being a dream. and more you see and know the daytime is a dream, then it's easier to recognize the dream as dream during the night. And here we have Longshenbaz also in finding rest in illusion to really ignite the highest view on that subject. Ground expands beyond all change, a vast scarf. The nature of mind is empty, luminous, and free from mind's elaboration. Therein, like the sun, moon, and all the stars, the pure, unstained phenomena of Buddhahood are present of themselves. The threefold kaya never sundered from the five primordial wisdoms, and all the qualities of luminosity naturally complete. This primal, fundamental, natural state is said to be the entirely pure illusion of the ground. Within this ground, through co-emergent ignorance, like sleep, that being false dreams, which are like clouds of momentary illusion, and through conceptual ignorance, mind impaired by apprehension of duality where there is no duality, there appear the various false appearances of the six migrations similar to dreams. And a little bit further, things are dreamlike. In the very moment they appear, no intrinsic being do they have at all, and yet their features are not lost to their appearance. There is no hindrance. So actually, Longchenpa describes much more than dream. It also describes the nature of the dream. And so if you abide by the nature of the dream, which is the clarity, in clarity, free of ignorance, and the dream itself, which is actually a manifestation of ignorance, that's really the highest way to practice dream during the night. And okay, how to do that practically? In the personal non-dual triumph tantra states, the place of ejection within the wind energy develops in the throat of all beings, abiding there with the letter Om, that which is called unexhaled. By holding, changing, growing, remembering, magic, and sealing, both become the path of samadhi, though it does explains how to hold the dream. So this is a little complex explanation, but to put it in very simple, the technique to remember the dream as a dream is when you go to sleep, you just focus your mind or your prana on the throat chakra while going to sleep, and that will help you to actually recognize dream as dream. And if you want to actually recognize luminosity during deep sleep, then you focus on your heart chakra, and then I think all the non-dual practices, all the dissolution practices, you dissolve actually the guru into your heart, and then you go to sleep. That will help you to actually recognize luminosity during deep sleep, which is ultimate nature of the guru actually. But to recognize dream, then you just focus on the throat chakra. So that much for dream. Of course, in the dream you can train, and there's so many ways of training and to multiplying your forms and accomplishing different activities like flying or going underground. So many things you can do with your dream body, and that will also help you to make your mind very supple and very dancing or moving, and understand that mind is uncompounded actually. Then you're ready to actually practice luminosity during sleep. Even though actually in reality you might have experience of luminosity during sleep before recognize dream as dream, but the sequence of training is now you practice luminosity. And the 5-stage commentary of Guhyasamaja says, samadhi of self-consecration, and likewise state of clear light, distinguished as effect and cause, indicates the two realities. By process of self-consecration, clear light transparency is attained. So while you're practicing illusion, actually, you will actually, the process of self-consecration will bring you to recognize luminosity during the day. And that luminosity during the day will be exactly same as during the night. So you have very good foundation, because you're recognizing during the day, so during the night it's also easier to recognize. And Sudkama Parandundore says, absence of mental engagement is Mahamudra, freedom from extreme is great middle way, since all is here included, also great perfection. May acquire the confidence of knowing one and realizing all expression of the Mahamudra of definitive meaning. So that's really a very strong expression prayer we can make at that time, or before going to sleep, for example. And we should always remember this luminosity that we talk in the 6 yogas is actually the same as Vidya, same as what is introduced in the Dzogchen teachings. Beyond all dogmas and extremes. So this is the same ultimate meaning there. So it's very important to remember the view of these teachings. And then there's training in a bottle. And training in a bottle can be very simple. You train in luminosity in session during the day, and you train in bottle in between sessions. And a very simple way to train in bottle in between session, myself, I use Dzongsa Khyentse book, Living is Dying. There's a very clear description of all the bottles, and so I just read the book in between sessions, and that's my bottle training in a very, very simple way. And I'm sure many of you have done it without knowing you're doing it, actually, but while reading this book, you can actually experience a little bit the bottles. And if you're really aware, actually, the bottles will manifest during your life. So during your daytime, you will experience the 4 or the 6 bottles, actually. They will manifest. And Dzongsa can say, Rinpoche, those great masters actually can actually guide you very subtly into not just conceptually reading a book, but actually while reading, the bottles will actually unfold in your life. So that's the meaning. If you do it with awareness, you just read a good book on the bottles, like Living is Dying, and that will do. And then Powa, I will keep it for next teaching on Vajrayogini, because they are Vajrayogini Powa, Powa through recognition, so that I will discuss this part at that juncture. Okay, for now I think it's quite a lot already, and you don't have to accomplish all this is in 24 hours, but this is teaching for the whole year, and for maybe much more than 1 year. It takes a long time. It took me a long time to actually receive these teachings, and not just receiving them, but actually accomplishing them so much. So I'm a little bit in a situation that I can share slowly these very deep practices. Okay, thank you very much.